Ladies and gentlemen, the fastest way to ruin your entire life as a student is not a single mistake, not one bad grade, and not even one wrong decision. It is a series of small choices you repeat every single day without realizing where they are leading you. Life does not collapse overnight. It collapses slowly, quietly, while you are busy scrolling, delaying and telling yourself, "I'll fix it tomorrow." Ladies and gentlemen, the fastest way to ruin your entire life as a student begins with something that looks harmless, something almost everyone does, something that feels normal in today's world: procrastination mixed with a lack of discipline. It does not announce itself loudly. It does not come with warnings. It enters quietly, disguised as comfort, entertainment, and just one more minute. And before you realize it, it has taken control of your time, your confidence, and your future. As a student, procrastination is not simply delaying work. It is a mindset that teaches you to run away from responsibility. You know what needs to be done: studying for an exam, completing an assignment, learning a skill, preparing for the future, but instead of acting, you postpone. You tell yourself you will start later, when you feel motivated, when the pressure is higher, when the mood is right. But motivation is unreliable. Discipline is what carries you forward when motivation disappears, and procrastination kills discipline slowly, day by day. Every time you delay an important task, you send a message to your own mind that your goals are not urgent. Your brain learns that comfort comes before commitment. At first, it feels small. You skip one study session, you delay one assignment, you waste one evening. But habits are built from repetition, not from intention. Soon, delaying becomes your default response to challenge. Instead of facing difficulty, you escape it. Procrastination is dangerous because it creates an illusion of time. You feel like you have plenty of it. You believe you can always catch up later. But time does not slow down because you are unprepared. Exams arrive whether you are ready or not. Deadlines come whether you feel confident or not. Life moves forward, and procrastination leaves you behind, full of stress and regret. Lack of discipline makes this problem even worse. Discipline is the ability to do what must be done even when you do not feel like it. Without discipline, your life is controlled by your emotions. If you feel tired, you stop. If you feel bored, you quit. If you feel stressed, you avoid. A student without discipline becomes a slave to moods, and moods change every hour. This makes progress impossible. When discipline is missing, excuses become powerful. You blame teachers, the system, your background, your circumstances. You say the syllabus is too hard, the environment is not supportive, or the resources are not enough. But deep down, the real issue is not lack of opportunity, it is lack of consistent effort. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about showing up every day, even when the results are slow and the work feels boring. Procrastination also destroys self-respect. Each time you promise yourself that you will do something and then fail to act, your self-trust weakens. You stop believing your own words. You stop seeing yourself as someone reliable. This loss of self-respect is far more damaging than a bad grade. Because once you stop trusting yourself, confidence collapses. And without confidence, even small challenges feel overwhelming. Stress and anxiety grow rapidly in the life of a procrastinating student. When work is delayed, pressure builds up, deadlines stack on top of each other. The mind is constantly worried, even during rest. You are never fully relaxed because you know you are running away from responsibilities. This mental burden drains energy, focus, and creativity. Ironically, procrastination promises comfort but delivers constant stress. Another hidden danger is that procrastination kills ambition. When you repeatedly delay your goals, you begin to lower your standards. You stop aiming high because aiming high reminds you of what you are not doing. Slowly, dreams shrink. You stop imagining a powerful future and settle for survival. This is how potential dies, not from failure, but from neglect. Ladies and gentlemen, discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build through small, uncomfortable actions. Waking up on time, studying even when you don't feel like it, completing tasks before deadlines, saying no to distractions. Each disciplined action strengthens your character. Each act of procrastination weakens it. As a student, these daily choices are shaping the person you will become. The tragedy is that many students are intelligent, talented, and full of potential, yet they ruin their lives because they never develop discipline. Intelligence without discipline leads to excuses. Talent without discipline leads to wasted opportunity. Dreams without discipline lead to disappointment. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Procrastination also steals opportunities that never return. Student life is a unique phase. It offers time to learn, experiment, fail, and grow with low risk. When this phase passes, responsibilities increase and time becomes limited. If you waste these years delaying effort, life will become harder later, not easier. Discipline now creates freedom later. Procrastination now creates suffering later. The fastest way to ruin your life is to keep telling yourself that you will change someday, while doing the same things every day. Change does not happen through intention. It happens through action. Discipline begins the moment you stop negotiating with your comfort and start honoring your responsibilities. As a student, your greatest weapon is your ability to act despite discomfort. When you conquer procrastination, you do more than improve grades, you build character, confidence, and control over your life. But when procrastination controls you, it does not just delay your success. It quietly designs your failure, ladies and gentlemen. The fastest way to ruin your entire life as a student is by ignoring time and destroying your daily habits. Time is the one resource that treats everyone equally, yet rewards only those who respect it. As a student, you may feel that time is unlimited, that there will always be another semester, another chance, another tomorrow. But this belief is one of the most dangerous lies you can tell yourself, because time does not pause for confusion, laziness, or delay. Ignoring time begins with small actions: waking up late, scrolling on your phone for hours, spending nights on entertainment instead of preparation. You may not notice the damage immediately, but time records everything. Every wasted hour is a silent vote against your future. Habits formed during student life do not disappear after graduation. They follow you into adulthood, into your career, and into your personal life. Daily habits are the foundation of your destiny. You do not become successful or unsuccessful overnight. You become what your habits shape you into. A student who reads daily, studies consistently, manages time wisely, and reflects on progress is slowly building a powerful future. On the other hand, a student who wakes up without structure, studies only under pressure, and wastes most of the day is quietly building failure. The difference between these two students is not intelligence, luck, or background. It is how they use time. When you ignore time, you lose control of your life. Days begin to feel chaotic. You rush from one deadline to another. You live in reaction mode instead of planning mode. Instead of deciding how to use your day decides how to use you. This constant urgency creates stress, anxiety, and exhaustion. You are always busy, yet never productive. Always tired, yet never fulfilled. One of the biggest mistakes students make is confusing activity with progress. Being busy does not mean you are moving forward. You can attend classes, submit assignments, and still waste most of your time. Progress comes from focused effort, not from random activity. Without strong daily habits, even hard work becomes ineffective. Time slips away, and results remain weak. Ignoring time also means underestimating the power of consistency. Students often wait for motivation to strike before they study seriously. They cram before exams and hope for miracles. But learning does not work that way. The human brain grows through repetition. Small efforts done daily are far more powerful than intense effort done occasionally. A disciplined daily routine beats last-minute struggle every time. Poor habits slowly damage self-discipline. When your days have no structure, your mind becomes scattered. You jump from one task to another without focus. You start many things but finish very few. This creates frustration and self-doubt. You begin to believe that you are incapable, when in reality, the problem is not your ability, it is your habits. Time mismanagement also affects your confidence. When you consistently fail to meet deadlines or achieve goals, you lose trust in yourself. You stop setting ambitious goals because you fear disappointing yourself again. This shrinking of ambition is dangerous. A student without goals becomes directionless, easily distracted, and easily influenced. Another hidden cost of ignoring time is missed opportunities. Student life offers chances that may never return: competitions, internships, networking, skill development, personal growth. These opportunities require preparation and commitment. When your time is wasted on distractions, you are never ready when opportunity knocks, and opportunity rarely knocks twice. Daily habits also shape your mindset. If your habit is to delay, complain, and avoid effort, your mindset becomes weak. If your habit is to plan, act, and reflect, your mindset becomes strong. Your thoughts follow your actions, not the other way around. Discipline in time management trains your mind to focus, persist, and improve. Ladies and gentlemen, respecting time does not mean living a rigid or joyless life. It means living intentionally. It means deciding what deserves your energy and what does not. It means Understanding that every hour invested in growth multiplies over years. Time, when respected, becomes your greatest ally. When ignored, it becomes your most ruthless enemy. The fastest way to ruin your life is to let your days drift without purpose. You may not feel the loss today, but one day you will look back and wonder where the years went. By then, time will not return. Student life is not just a phase, it is a training ground for life itself. How you manage your time now will determine how you manage your future. When you build strong daily habits and respect time, you are not just improving academically, you are shaping discipline, focus, and self-control. But when you ignore time, life slowly slips out of your hands, leaving you with regret instead of results, ladies and gentlemen. The fastest way to ruin your entire life as a student is by choosing comfort over responsibility. Comfort feels safe. It feels planned. It feels deserved. And that is exactly why it is so dangerous. Comfort never asks anything from you, but responsibility demands effort, discipline, and sacrifice. The moment a student begins to consistently choose what feels easy instead of what is necessary, the foundation of failure is quietly laid. Comfort shows up in many forms during student life. It is the extra hour of sleep instead of attending class. It is watching videos instead of opening books. It is avoiding difficult subjects because they create stress. It is staying silent instead of asking questions out of fear of looking foolish. Each of these choices feels small, but together they shape a lifestyle that avoids growth. Growth never happens in comfort. Growth lives where effort is required. Responsibility, on the other hand, is heavy. It means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the work when no one is watching. It means accepting that your future depends largely on your present actions. Many students run away from responsibility because it reminds them that their life is in their own hands. Comfort allows you to blame circumstances. Responsibility forces you to face yourself. When comfort becomes a habit, discipline weakens. Your mind becomes trained to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Over time, even small tasks feel exhausting. Studying for 1 hour feels unbearable. Reading a few pages feels like torture. This is not because the work is too hard, but because your tolerance for discomfort has become very low. A student who cannot handle discomfort cannot handle growth. Choosing comfort also destroys resilience. Resilience is built by facing difficulty and continuing anyway. When you avoid challenges, you never develop the strength to handle pressure. Exams feel overwhelming. Deadlines feel crushing. Criticism feels personal. Life does not become easier. You simply become weaker. And when real challenges arrive, comfort has not prepared you, it has betrayed you. Another consequence of choosing comfort is mediocrity. Many students see TL for doing the minimum required to survive. They aim to pass, not to excel. They aim to get by, not to grow. Over time, this low standard becomes their identity. They stop expecting more from themselves. They stop believing they are capable of excellence. This silent acceptance of mediocrity slowly kills ambition. Comfort also feeds self-deception. You convince yourself that you will work hard later, that this phase is for enjoyment, that success can be delayed, but later becomes never. Habits do not change automatically with time. They change only with conscious effort. A student who avoids responsibility today will avoid it tomorrow, and the day after that. Life rewards those who take responsibility early, not those who postpone it. Responsibility teaches ownership. When you accept responsibility, you stop blaming others. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You focus on what you can control. This mindset is powerful. Without it, students feel helpless. They believe success is out of reach, controlled by luck or privilege. Comfort strengthens this victim mindset, while responsibility breaks it. Choosing comfort also weakens character. Character is built when you do the right thing even when it is hard. When you repeatedly choose ease over effort, you lose integrity with yourself. You know what you should do, but you don't do it. This inner conflict creates guilt, frustration, and self-doubt. Over time, you stop trusting yourself, and once self-trust is gone, confidence collapses. Ladies and gentlemen, responsibility is not about being perfect or overworked. It is about commitment. It is about understanding that your actions today are shaping the life you will live tomorrow. Comfort offers temporary pleasure, but responsibility offers long-term freedom. A disciplined student may feel discomfort now, but that discomfort buys confidence, competence, and control later. Comfort also isolates you from growth opportunities. You avoid competitions, leadership roles, and challenges because they require effort and risk. You stay in familiar spaces where nothing is demanded of you. Meanwhile, others step forward, learn faster, fail openly, and improve. Over time, the gap between those who chose responsibility and those who chose comfort becomes painful. Wide. The fastest way to ruin your life is to build a lifestyle that avoids effort. Life does not reward ease, it rewards effort. Every meaningful achievement requires sacrifice. Student life is the training ground where you learn to choose responsibility over comfort. If you fail to learn this lesson early, life will teach it later in far harsher ways. When you choose responsibility, you grow stronger. When you choose comfort, you grow weaker. And this simple choice, repeated daily, determines whether your student life becomes the foundation of success or the beginning of regret. Ladies and gentlemen, the fastest way to ruin your entire life as a student is to fall under negative influence. Yes, and surround yourself with the wrong company. As a student, you are at a stage of life where your mind is highly impressionable. The people you spend the most time with, the attitudes you absorb, and the conversation you participate in shape your habits, your decisions, and ultimately, your destiny. Surrounding yourself with the wrong influences is a silent, slow poison. It does not strike immediately, but over time, it can destroy your ambitions, your confidence, and your future. Many students underestimate the power of association. They believe they are strong enough to resist bad habits, to ignore distractions, and to follow their own path. But the truth is, the human mind is heavily influenced by social environment. Habits are contagious. The energy, mindset, and behaviors of those around you seep into your own life. If your closest friends waste time, complain constantly, or discourage effort, it becomes increasingly difficult to remain disciplined. Slowly, you start to normalize their behaviors, and your own productivity, focus, and ambition begin to deteriorate. Negative influences do not always appear obvious. They are not always friends who directly sabotage you. Sometimes they are the ones who distract you, subtly encouraging you to skip study sessions for fun, convincing you that it's fine to be average, or laughing at your ambitions. They undermine your confidence slowly, making you question your goals and doubts your abilities. Over time, the voice of you, our peers, becomes louder than your own inner voice, and you stop trusting your own judgment. This is how the wrong company can quietly ruin a student's life. The wrong social circle can also introduce you to harmful habits. Excessive gaming, addiction to social media, careless spending, and other distractions often spread through association. You may start with small compromises, an extra hour on your phone, skipping one class, but these minor concessions compound. Before you realize it, you have developed a pattern of irresponsibility and neglect. Every hour wasted under negative influence is a step away from your goal and a step toward regret. Peer pressure is another powerful factor. Students often fall into the trap of trying to fit in, to be accepted, or to avoid being mocked. This desire for approval can lead you to make choices that contradict your values or priorities. You might cheat on assignments, neglect studies, or adopt careless habits just to align with the group. These decisions may seem harmless at the moment, but they slowly erode integrity, discipline, and self-respect. One of the fastest ways to ruin a life is to prioritize temporary acceptance over long-term growth. Negative influence also clouds your vision of success. If you constantly hear messages that devalue education, ambition, or hard work, you may start to believe that effort is unnecessary or even foolish. This mindset kills initiative. Students who are influenced by pessimistic or lazy peers challenging themselves, stop taking risks, and stop striving for improvement. They become passive spectators in their own lives, waiting for luck, opportunity, or someone else to save them, while time continues to pass without their contribution. It is also important to recognize that the wrong company limits your perspective. Surrounding yourself with people who have narrow thinking, limited goals, or negative attitudes restricts your exposure to ideas, opportunities, and experiences. A student influenced by negativity cannot see possibilities clearly. They become stuck in small thinking, avoiding challenges that could develop their skills or expand their mindset. Life rewards those who learn from those who inspire them, but those who are trapped in a negative circle rarely grow beyond it. Your self-confidence suffers greatly under the influence of the wrong people. When those around you criticize, ridicule, or belittle ambition, your self-belief diminishes. You start questioning whether your goals are realistic, whether your effort is worth it, and whether you are capable of achieving more. This erosion of confidence is subtle but devastating. Once self-belief is weakened, motivation collapses, procrastination increases, and your ability to take initiative declines sharply. It is crucial to understand that even occasional exposure to negativity can be harmful. A single negative influence can plant seeds of doubt and laziness. Repeated exposure accelerates the damage. A student may initially resist, but over time, The constant exposure to negative thinking reshapes habits, attitudes, and priorities. The mind slowly aligns with the energy of the environment, and before long, the student is no longer the person. With potential, they become a reflection of their surroundings. Positive influence works the opposite way. Being around disciplined, motivated, and ambitious peers inspires action, encourages accountability, and reinforces good habits. But students often overlook this and underestimate the importance of choosing their company wisely. Failing to act on this choice is a decision in itself, a decision that can silently lead to academic failure, missed opportunities, and long-term regrets. The fastest way to ruin your life as a student is to ignore the company you keep and the messages you internalize. Your friends and peers will either lift you up or pull you down. Your social environment can determine whether you thrive or merely survive. Life is not just about intelligence, talent, or luck. It is about the cumulative effect of your environment, the people you imitate, and the habits you adopt. Negative influences make it easy to justify laziness, comfort, and distraction. Over time, these justifications become habits. Habits become patterns, and patterns become destiny. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and encourage you to grow. Distance yourself from those who normalize mediocrity, spread negativity, or discourage effort. Protect your mind from careless influence, because the wrong company can derail even the most talented and intelligent student. The faster you recognize the power of influence, the faster you regain control of your life, and the sooner you can start building a future defined by your ambition, not by the distractions of others. Life is shaped by choices, and one of the most important choices a student can make is who they allow into their inner circle. Your peers are mirrors of your future. Choose wisely, act intentionally, and guard your environment fiercely, because the company you keep today will define the life you live tomorrow.